Hello from ABA Tech Show 2017 in Chicago, Illinois. This is Bob Ambrogi.
And this is Niki Black.
And we are on the road with the Legal Talk Network. Niki, thanks so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I'm sitting here talking with Niki Black, who is one of the leading legal technology authorities in the country, but who also has a role with MyCase, the practice management platform. What exactly is your title? You have like one of the best titles.
Legal Technology Evangelist.
Legal Technology Evangelist. And so what does that mean? What do you do for MyCase as their legal technology evangelist?
Well, my job is to sort of do what I was doing before I joined MyCase, to educate lawyers about the intersection of law and technology and how they can use technology in their practices by writing and speaking about tech, covering tech shows, speaking at conferences. So, and also I help advise on product and on marketing, you know, based upon my years of practicing and my understanding of the industry.
So, I find it hard to believe that too many people listening to this don't know what MyCase is, but it's possible. So why don't you just start by telling us what MyCase is?
Okay, MyCase is law practice management software that's designed to streamline and allow lawyers to have more efficient law practices by helping them manage the back end of their practice. So contacts, calendaring, built-in client portal to communicate with clients effectively and securely, online billing and payments, online payments. So our customers' clients can pay them using credit cards or ACH, e-checks through the online portal, so they can send invoices through the portal and get paid through the portal. And it also allows them to enter time and billing information on the go. So it really helps lawyers run the back end of their practice from any device, no matter where they are.
One of the questions I always hear from lawyers is, how do I pick a practice management program? There are a lot of them out there. There's really only a few probably that are considered among the leaders, and I think MyCase is certainly one of the leaders in the field. You must get asked that same question. What do you tell a lawyer about why they should choose MyCase over anything else that's out there? What distinguishes it?
Well, when I wrote the book Cloud Computing for Lawyers that the ABA published in 2012, and in that book I talk about how lawyers need to, steps they can take to choose the right practice management software for them. And, regardless of whether it's MyCase or another software, what lawyers need to do is try out a couple of the different software platforms and see which ones will work best for their practice, because it really is different for every lawyer and every practice, depending on their needs. So, MyCase, one thing that our customers always say is it has a really intuitive interface, that it makes sense right away to both them and the admins in their firm, and there's really a minimal learning curve, if at all, not much of a learning curve at all. They are up and running with MyCase right away. They don't need legal tech consultants, they just know how to use the software. So that's one of the biggest reasons I say you really need to get into the software and try it out, because that lets you know if this is the software that's going to fit, and then you need to check out all the features. And the features from MyCase that really shine, first of all, we have one of the lower price points, $39 per attorney, $29 per admin per month. And then, unlimited document and other types of file storage. And, with that client portal, this ability to securely communicate with your clients, to avoid unsecure email, and to get paid right through the portal. That's free. It's a 3% charge for flat fee for credit cards, and that's it. There's no other hidden fees. And to actually access the payment system is free. It comes with the MyCase account.
Because you and I have talked about this before, that's sort of a pet peeve of mine is the pricing issue, because when you look at some of the other, when you look at any of the practice management platforms that are out there, they might say, this is what it costs to get our platform. But then when you start looking at the different add-ons, the different features, different components that you might want to have, that price starts to rise up because you're actually having to pay subscriptions to other third-party applications. Right. You just alluded to this, but talk about how MyCase doesn't do that, really. There's a lot of stuff that's included within the price of MyCase that may not necessarily be included with other platforms.
Well, our goal with MyCase is to, as much as possible and is feasible, to have features built in, which is why we built our own payments platform that's built in. It's not an integration. We do have some necessary integrations, like with QuickBooks, because so many lawyers and their accountants use QuickBooks. Google Apps and Outlook. We have those integrations. We have these necessary integrations, but our goal is to build as much into MyCase as we can, because not only is it more convenient for the lawyer and it's more affordable, but also once you start adding integrations and you're dealing with a lot of security issues, and I talk about this in my cloud computing book and in all the articles I write, you have an ethical obligation to vet every single provider that has access to your confidential client data. So the more integrations you have, the more companies you have to vet, arguably on an annual basis, because you're supposed to revisit these companies every year to find out if they have those same security standards in place. So if you have 20 integrations with your practice management platform, that's 21 companies you've got to vet every year to make sure that the security is still in place.
That's a really good point.
It adds a lot more work on top of everything else, and it ends up being more secure, more convenient, and more affordable when you have it all built in.
Yeah. So we're here at ABA Tech Show, and Tech Show is when a lot of companies roll out new features or even new products. Is MyCase doing anything new at Tech Show this year?
Absolutely. We're super excited we're rolling out our refreshed mobile app and showcasing that at the booth. And the idea with the mobile app was to, after listening to all of our customers, to address some of the things that they really wanted to see in a mobile app. And so we refreshed the entire interface, and it is designed to provide customers with the information that they need. They may not even realize they need it. When they pull up one piece of information, it's going to give you additional information. So when you bring up the client's name, it's also going to tell you not just the client's name or address, but if they, outstanding balances or fees that are owed, and other information about the cases that are pending. So it's all right there when you pull it up. So the idea is to, after talking to our customers and understanding how they use these apps, have all the most necessary features in this refreshed interface and access to the information they need right when they need it.
What about for the next year or so? What do you have in store for MyCase over the next year? What should people be expecting to see?
Well, one of our biggest focuses in the upcoming year is to really build out the product even more. And so our product team, development team has been expanded, and we have a couple different teams working on a bunch of different projects. And our engineering teams have been expanded a lot too to support that development process. So over the next year, there's going to be a lot of enhanced features, and you're going to see a lot of interesting things coming out of the platform.
Can you tell us about any of it or not? It's all we're going to wait and see.
Well, right now the focus is on the mobile app, but there are a number of really interesting things that are going to be coming down the pike.
Okay. So, Niki, you're a legal technology expert in addition to the MyCase. As I said earlier, in addition to working with MyCase, what's interested you here at Tech Show? What trends are you watching right now?
Well, I'm really interested in AI. I've been writing about that a lot. So I'm really looking forward to going and checking out some of the legal tech startups, because I'm going to be writing an article for Law Technology today, so we'll see.
All right, well, Niki Black, thanks so much for talking to us. We've reached the end of the road for today's episode.
Thanks for having me.
I want to thank Niki again for joining us today, and I also want to thank our listeners for tuning in. If you like what you've heard today, please rate us on iTunes. We'll see you next time on another episode of On the Road with Legal Talk Network.
All right.
Sounds good.
That was good. Awesome.
Thank you. Now I got it.
Now you got to do it again?
Good job, Bob.
If you'd like more information about what you've heard today, please visit LegalTalkNetwork.com. Subscribe via iTunes and RSS. Find us on Twitter and Facebook, or download our free Legal Talk Network app in Google Play and iTunes. The views expressed by the participants of this program are their own and do not represent the views of, nor are they endorsed by, Legal Talk Network, its officers, directors, employees, agents, representatives, shareholders, and subsidiaries. None of the content should be considered legal advice. As always, consult a lawyer.